Cool. Hello there. Hope you're well. Hope you're having a fantastic time so far. And yeah, let me just begin. So, I used to think that my background looked really unprofessional, to the point that I would hide what's going on in the background right now. And yeah, I avoided making YouTube videos to promote my own business because I thought, oh, this isn't perfect, this isn't perfect, this isn't perfect. And yeah, and so I run a B2B lead generation agency for creative agencies, and I thought I needed to look the part. I needed to look like very corporate, very pristine, perfect, right? I didn't want anything happening in the background that kind of made me look like a human being that lived in a house for some reason. And yeah, um, I took down paintings in the background. I like put them in the corner because I was really embarrassed about it. And yeah, I just thought it made me look too casual, like I wasn't taking it seriously. But I think really it made me kind of close up a bit. And I think really what it was is I was just in my own head. Um, yeah. And then what happened, at least last week, I had a really good last week. My last week was very good. So what happened was things got busy, and because things got busy, things started piling up in the background like that. And so I would have like online sales calls, and people would prospects would like bring up what they saw in the background. Like, oh, I saw you got an exercise bike there. Oh, I saw you got books and a music stand there. And yeah, so I didn't want to hide from it. So I was like, yeah. And so I could brought it up. I had a casual conversation. I'd like, um, yeah. And I'd joke about it. I'd smile, I guess, and try and be myself. And because of that, I think I actually had higher quality sales calls because I was just like fundamentally my natural, authentic self, surprisingly. And so, yeah, I just felt that it led to higher quality conversations, way better than when I was pretending, maybe not pretending, but like just trying to be someone else. Not even like someone else, but it's kind of like I don't know, like trying to wear this mask of perfection when it's like, well, I'm not a perfect person, right? Brother, I'm me, right? I've got like the world's worst mustache, right? I'm trying to grow it out. It's I don't know. I might have to get it up, but I just want to see how I've I wanted to. I just wanted to see how much I could do. So yeah, we'll see in the upcoming weeks if I shave this off. I might have to, but yeah, um, yeah. Um, I don't really know what to say. Really, it's just that yeah, yeah. As I said, I'm in agency velocity. If you can see that with that mug, uh, it's not a cheap coaching program to be in, but it's the one to be in if you're in B2B lead generation, especially with cold email. And so the calls are really good. The group calls, you're talking to other entrepreneurs who are in your kind of situation and who are trying to grow a business. And because of that, like they're founders and they're trying to build a business and they're trying to eventually have employees and eventually be able to run larger companies. And I think it's really cool. Like I know this is kind of cringe to kind of do this stuff and be on camera, and especially when you haven't accomplished what you want to accomplish yet. But I kind of think that these are like I'm going to be looking back at videos like this, like really proud that I kept on going even when I didn't want to, And it's really cool being in those group calls because you can see what other people are going through, and yeah, you can see what other people are going through. You can see their issues. You can see what's stopping them. And by the way, what's stopping them is literally what's in their head. It's always in their head, and literally, it's just massive. It's not even purposeful self sabotage. It's just to think, oh, I'm not perfect enough for this, for that, for this, and it's just in your head. And that's kind of what's stopping you from reaching the next level. And really, if you just sorted out the demons going on here, the places you could go, the person you could be, you could start being like the type of people that you look up to if you just dealt with the stuff going on in your head. And so, yeah, I was talking to, or at least it came up that like I had stuff in the background, and it led to kind of higher quality meetings when I had booked meetings with my own prospects, and my coach Levy said, "Yeah, that's actually a perfect start to a sales call because you can bring something up and you can talk about it and you can actually have a really good natural conversation and it can just flow well and it's just humans talking to humans and it's just really good." And so I was like, yeah, that's cool. People buy from people and I think people buy into you. And when you kind of wear this mask and you like are trying to have this kind of perfect sterile environment, it's like, I don't know, it kind of reminds me of a hospital. And it's like, I've never met someone who liked a hospital. And you know how, like, hospitals are literally sterile by definition because they don't want to have bacteria in them. I hate hospitals. I don't think I've only had one good um, thing happen at a hospital, and that's because my mum works in the nurse. And when school finished, um, unexpectedly early, I went to visit my mum as a nurse and surprise her at her place of work. And I managed to find out the ward she worked at in the hospital, and that was the only good experience I ever had in the hospital. All the others horrible. And so I was like, well, I'm trying to make it kind of looks like a back of a hospital when you like remove the other stuff. And I was like, oh gosh, and I spill stuff on me. But yeah. Anyway, I'm trying to think. I briefly wrote notes about what I wanted to talk about. But yeah, um, you can't really connect with someone who's hiding behind this perfect facade. And this is especially important in my industry, which is a B2B lead generation industry. And so there's a lot of people who've been burned by people running companies similar to mine. And B2B lead generation is full of people who talk a big game, who overpromise, underdeliver. All they do is disappoint their clients, bad communication, sketchy contracts, so that the client cannot get a refund, and all of that dodgy stuff. And I don't want to be associated with any of that. And I always noticed they had perfect backgrounds. Like, okay, well, brother, I'm me. You know, I can only be me. So I've only been me. So yeah, I think they are kind of the I wrote here like the irony is by trying to look perfect. I was actually making myself look more like those agency owners because when everything looks too polished, too scripted, very ironic because I'm literally reading off a script as I write that. But when everything looks too polished, too scripted, it lacks that human soul that people are looking for. And if you think about it, I live in a house. House have things in them. Um, yeah, and houses and offices they have things in the background. It, it's a part of being alive. Like I'm not homeless, thankfully. Homes have things in them, and so I'll have things in the background. And if I'm like stressing, like, oh, it doesn't look perfect, it doesn't look perfect, it's like, yeah, okay, brother, you're just gonna wear yourself out with exhaustion by allowing those thoughts to dominate your reality. Because every second you think about that is an opportunity you don't have to focus on something else or what actually matters in the business, which is booking high quality meetings, attending those high quality meetings, doing stuff like this, right? Learning your craft far better than the next competition. And so, yeah, real people have little conversations about exercise bikes and music stands and books they have in the background. That's what people talk about. And so, yeah, the moment you try and hide all that, you're not being your true, authentic self anymore. And there's enough overly edited YouTube content out there. And so, yeah, um, authenticity is what builds trust because people really do buy into you as an individual. I think it's really important as an entrepreneur that you are truly not afraid to be your like authentic self. I kind of feel like a lot of entrepreneurs try and like hide behind this perfect like the bio on their website. It like lacks so much of like what makes you interesting. And so yeah. Anyway, by the way, check out my camera. It's a really expensive camera, and it's like AI tracking. And so yeah, if please allow me to show you around my office. This is my award for distinction. When my first ever business failed, basically what happened was, I'll move it so you can see it. When my first ever business failed, I was really sad, and everyone said, "You know what? Do accounting. If you do accounting, like you're good at maths, you like business, you'll be good at it." And so I tried so hard, and yeah, I got a distinction, and I was really happy about it. Moving here, this is a picture of a Polish soldier in the Napoleonic times, the time of Napoleonic Wars. It was given by a gift by Henry, who's no longer with us, but he was a Polish man and he loved Polish art. It's not authentic, but it's art to me. And so, yeah, I don't know why it's here. It's the first ever wine bottle that I did to celebrate my first ever client. That's a really cool sound. I don't know if it picked it up. But yeah, it was a Sultanez wine, absolutely lovely. I had it with a baguette, a fresh baked baguette with butter, then Saint Agur blue cheese, spread it on, right, which is this, yeah, it's French blue cheese, then drizzled with honey, with white grapes, white cedars grapes next to it, with this, like that. Um, in a which is it's a Sultan's wine, so it's a dessert one, and it tastes like liquid honey, has zero bad aftertaste. Had that there, drank with it, and oh my gosh, it was heavenly. It was delicious, and yeah, I loved it. What else is here? This is a pretty big um, bookshelf. This is a music stand. My dad still loves music. He got me into it. I played brass instruments, so tenor horn and trumpet I played trumpet in my cadets band, and I hated it. And that's when I learned that I hated authority. Truly, I just hate getting bossed about for like things that weren't even issues to boss around with. It's like, brother, you can't shriek at me because you don't like, oh, I didn't do this one thing perfect, and you're shrieking at me. But like, all cadets it was just older kids yelling at younger kids. I was like, I'm not dealing with that anymore. Anyway, here's my desk bike. Can you see that? But wait, look at this. It zooms in. Look at this. But wait, let me show this. Ooh, this is what it looks like. It's OBS bot, whatever. AI tracking, pretty cool. Wasn't cheap. I got it for like 179 from Amazon, and yeah, but I don't know. Here's my office. Here's what it looks like. Here's pictures. This is what this room looks like. I really love it, and I don't know. When I got older, I started loving it more. I love the curtains. I never used to, but I think my parents have really good taste when it comes to this room, at least. Lots of Persian rugs in my house, and I think now that I'm like a little bit older, I think that's great. And so, yeah, I don't know what else to say. Maybe I should check my notes here. Stuff like that. This is the most unpolished video I've ever done, which means I'm getting on my challenging myself, getting out my shell. So yeah. Anyway, now that I've decided, keep the paintings up. Maybe clear it a little bit. It's not like okay. Let's not make it untidy. But yeah, let's not overly stress if there's a book or a bike or whatever in the background. I definitely will not keep up the practice of avoiding making YouTube videos anymore because I'm worried about how my office looks. I'm not going to let that happen. Main lesson here: these things, they're conversation starters and they're what make you human. And especially in, like, I think in business, people buy into you, especially in the B2B world. Let them buy into you. Right? I don't know. It's just a thought, really, but I think people buy into you, and especially if you're someone who, like, you don't want to. I don't know, like, you're proud of what you do and you want customers to be happy, and it's like, brother, you'd be surprised how, like, there's a lot of people who, like, don't care at all. If you, like, care, just talk about it, you know. And so yeah, I think the main lesson here, these things, letting that stuff, the fact that this isn't clean, is just a problem in your head. Um, Allow this to help you out. And if you've ever put off creating content or taking sales calls because you think your setup isn't perfect enough, stop. Embrace the mess. Let people see you're a real person with a real office and real stuff. And that's it from me. My dad just walked in. By the way, I'm just recording this for YouTube. Do you want to say hi?
Hi.
Okay. Do you want to come to the camera?
No, I don't know.
All right. That's it, ready?
You got 5 minutes. 10:26. You got 4.
Lovely. 5 minutes before the family goes to bed. And so that's it, really. Really unpolished. Not, brother, I'm never going to be like one of those perfect, everything polished, everything like that. It's going to be really cool when I'm more established and have a really, really successful business, and I can look back at this and, yeah, really be proud of what I built, how far I've come, and hopefully, I don't know, maybe get fancier stuff to put in the background. Right. Anyway, hope you enjoyed that. Hope that gave a little bit insight of me. Oh my gosh, I actually forgot to talk about my books and stuff like that. Look at this stuff. Yeah, but I don't know how much you know into my story, but yeah, when I failed in business, I got. I'll stand up. There we go. AI. I got went to accounting. I was going to be an accountant, and then I stumbled across this book, and this guy did very well. Went to my exact same high school, Felix Dennis, and yeah, I just took inspiration. So I found these books here. If anyone's interested, let me know. And yeah, and here's these are like my favorite books. Here's another one. I really love the Founders podcast, and so this is it's bad material for a cover of a book because, like, you know, the little residue from your hands or your fingers, it stays on it, and it's kind of like. But yeah, A Few Lessons for Investors and Managers by Warren E. Buffett. I love this book. I love so many of the Founders episodes, especially when they talk about Warren Buffett and stuff like that. And so, yeah, and some bonus ones. Love this book. This is really interesting. Talking about, it's not even 80/20, it's 99/1. I'll then put it there. You can look at it. It's such a fantastic book. Talking about the media industry. You can take a lot of it, lessons out of it, even if you're not in the media industry. I like this book. No one's ever heard of it, I'm assuming. But Simon Dolan, I think he's pretty cool. And he made money by getting an acquisition from the accounting industry. That's why I know him. Or that's why I was interested in, because, like, that doesn't happen. And yeah, final bonus one that I really like. You probably heard about this one. Really interesting, really fascinating. The guy's gone off a little bit of a deep end with, like, politics, but yeah. Anyway, that's me. Zero polish. I don't know. Yeah, but as a lesson, have fun, I guess. So yeah, bye.